You got a lot of nerve showing up here. What were you thinking? Time to pay the price.
Welcome back. I wanted to do a quick video to show you what I'll be doing for my Halloween service that I do every year. This is a black jar. I painted it really black. And I'm going to, I have some snake skin. And I'm going to put the petitions inside of this is a whole shell. It's still intact. That's the head, the mouth, and this is the body. It's about 5 feet, maybe a little over 5 feet. And I'm going to soften up the skin. Just a little bit of salt water and warm water. And then I'm going to stuff all the contents in from this space right here. I have some scorpions that I'm going to add in there as well. And I'm going to work this doom candle on top. The doom candle represents, it could be destruction upon my enemies. It could be death upon my enemies. But I'm going to be working it, of course, for the purposes of destruction. And whenever you do work a doom candle and you're doing death upon my enemies, you're not really killing them. You're working to kill off the energy. You're working to kill off any power or strength that they have over you. You're working to basically to stop every single thing that they have alleviated into your life, and you're putting an end to it. So when it comes down to a doom candle, those are the purposes for it. And this jar will stand in as a revenge. This revenge jar is going to stand in place for many people. So I decided that working with snakeskin and using it as basically a filter over the petitions would be great. Snakeskin, look, you can even see where the eye was at and everything. Snakeskin is good for taking out revenge on people. It is good for payback. It is a form of suffering for many that have done wrong and evil to you. And the detail on this was really perfect for me. It is in really good condition. I have a lot of different types of snake skins, but I have just like a few that were fully intact still, with, you know, not ripped up or anything. So I decided what I'll do, I'll soften this up, I'll stuff everything inside of it. I have about 21 scorpions that is going to go in there. And then I'm going to roll it inside of the jar. I'm going to fill it up with a bunch of different types of powders that I have made. And then I'm going to work this. I'm going to work this like around the 23rd. And then on the 31st, that's when I plan to dispose it, like right before midnight or right around midnight. A crossroads is perfect when you're disposing things with vengeful purposes, or the graveyard. Many of you probably won't be able to get into the graveyard around that time anyway on Halloween. So what I have seen many people do is I've seen many people dig holes at the sides of the graveyards and bury their jars. I'm not going to dig any holes or anything like that. If I can't get it into the graveyard, then I will find an abandoned area and spot and crossroads, and I'm going to place it there. I'm not going to place it directly in the middle of the road, but I'm going to dispose the contents maybe at one of the corners. And it's an abandoned area or space. If it has an abandoned home, it can also be thrown into that abandoned home. You're done the spell, you want to continue it, you have to dispose. If you're working spells with darker nature and you're not protecting yourself, that is a force that you're going to be reckoned with in the end if you are not protected, if you don't cleanse yourself in between. And I've told you many times, working with spells like this, you want to make sure you're cleansed prior. Don't wait till 2 days later, 2 days before, or a day after, and then try to cleanse yourself up. You want to get yourself cleansed up. You could start a month ahead of time. And I have group services that I do every single week. And a lot of the people that are going to be working this jar, they're going to have that. Even though a worker, or if you're having somebody else do something for you, you still want to make sure that you're fully protected. You still want to make sure that your energy is clean. You still want to make sure that there's nothing heavy lingering over you. And for many of you that are going to be working your services during, you know, the Halloween time and stuff like that, you can prep a jar just like I'll be doing. I have some more snake skin here. This is a bigger snake, but this is just like a portion of it because I cut off the head to do some stuff with. And I have a little bit left. And snake skin is good. Like I said, you can write the name of your enemies into it. Cut it off. wrap the names of the enemy inside of it and use it as petition, and you can bury it in graveyard dirt to hold the enemy down, to stop them from doing evil and wicked things to you. Anytime you're using live things, like, you know, ants and scorpions and stuff like that, I would tell you to just wait until they die to use them versus them being alive. But in the purpose that you're going to be using them alive, they do create effects in where your enemy feels like things are crawling in them, things are inside of their body, inside of their head. I have some red ants that I'm going to add into it as well. And then I'll add in destruction powder, add in some fluff it up powder, some revenge powder, oils, a bunch of different things I'm going to incorporate inside of there. And I'm going to just work that for about 7 to 9 days. It's always good to prep ahead of time. So I'll do it like Saturday night. I'm going to take the names and just stuff all of them inside of there. And make sure that when you're working with your snake skin, you soften it up, because it'll be easily broken if you don't. If you don't soften it up, and it'll crack up easy. But it holds its form really good together, as you can see. So you want to have some real good snake skin. I get some really, really good snake skin, and that's one thing I could say, because in the past I've seen really, really cheap snake skin that once you use it, it starts breaking apart and different stuff like that. So you want something that has a really good hold on it, and you know, you can stuff it as well. You can cut portions here and here, and you can close up this part and stuff it with powders and different things like that, and put the name of the enemy or the person that's been bothering you and hovering over you. Do like a small reading on them before you start working on them to make sure they're not fully protected, because a lot of people, they're going to be protected. A lot of people you're not really going to be able to touch, and a lot of people, you know, you're not going to be able to send this type of energy to them. And what you'll have to do is to weaken them first. So breaking them down as much as you can before you put something really heavy is something that you can do. It's something that I'm teaching in my class right now, and I'm going to also teach them how to work, you know, with the darkness and use extra protective forces, because a lot of people, what I see, you guys are doing protection stuff and you're not really protecting yourself good enough. You're not taking baths around it. You may just do one group service and you think that may suffice. You may just do one protection candle. You have to be consistent with yourself. You have to be persistent with your energy. It's all black in there. Just some regular black paint. Get a really good big size jar. And if I have to get, I have another snake skin that I'm probably going to use, but I have to, I'll paint another one. And the reason for the gloves is because I don't want to have my hands touching the snake stuff. So, quick video just letting you guys know what I'm doing. And I'll try to update you guys with some new content as much as I can. And I hope everyone is safe and well. Like, subscribe, and stay blessed.